Hello, it's Yvonne from the Fabric Hut. Welcome to my studio. Today, for our Technique Tuesday, we are going to work on half square triangles, making them 4 at a time. So this is a little bit different than we did last week. Last week we made them 2 at a time, and that put our bias edge right here. Well, this time we're going to do them 4 at a time, which puts our bias edge out this outside edge. And I'm going to explain to you when you can use it, the best time to use the 4 at a time and the best time to use the 2 at a time. So let's head to my sewing machine and join me as we make half square triangles 4 at a time. Okay, in order to make half square triangles 4 at a time, you need 2 identical squares of fabric. Now, how big your fabrics are depends on how big you want your final block. I'm using charm pack right now. I'm using my Fizzy Pop and the white on white charm pack. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to show you the formula for how to determine how big you want your blocks. Now, these, like I've said before, these blocks are best for inside blocks versus corner blocks or small half square triangles. You don't want to use it where you have a very large half square triangle, because it's just too easy to distort the bias edges. Okay, so I'm just sewing all the way around my block, a 1/4 inch from the edge. Now I'm stopping a 1/4 inch and pivoting, but you don't have to. You can sew off, cut, and continue on. With my machine, the cutting function just takes a little while, so I tend to just pivot at the corner there and keep on going. Now we have a little wiggle room because the block is a little bit larger than what I'm going to need. I'm using a 5-inch block, and I'm going to end up with a 3-inch half square triangle. So there I have sewed all the way around my charm square. I'm going to bring up my cutting mat right here. Okay, and so what we're going to do, let me get my ruler here. What we're going to do is cut corner to corner. Now, I'm not talking the fabric corner. I'm talking the stitching corner. We're going to go from the stitching corner to the stitching corner, even if it's a little bit off of the fabric corner. So right up there. And then we're going to turn our mat, and we're going to do it again. Stitching corner to stitching corner. I know you're having a hard time seeing it because I used white thread. I have to learn to use a contrast thread so you can see better. But there we go. Did I get all the way through? I'm trying to cut around my sewing machine and around the camera. And so sometimes it takes me more than one pass, even with these fabulous titanium blades. Okay, there we go. So now we have 4 half square triangles. Now, when we look at these, when we open them up, we will press them towards the darker fabric. But if you pull here, that is your straight of grain. It doesn't have any movement at all. So that's a very stable seam. However, these 2 sides are biases. So see how they pull? That's why you don't want to use it in a corner of a quilt, because that's going to pull and give you a little wonky. It's going to make it harder for you to match up your seams and keep it nice and square. So now we still need to trim these down. So first we'll press them. Remember to set your seam just to marry those 2 threads. And then we're going to roll it over on itself and press. Now this is, even though we're going up what looks like the bias of the fabric, it is actually the straight seam. So there we go. And we'll just do this with all 4 of them. And then we will trim them up, and we will have 4 3-inch half square triangles. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. 1, 2, 3, and the last one. Set the seam and press. Okay. Oh, my iron just shut off. Let me turn it back on, because we will need it again in a second. I hit that off button with my thumb all the time. Okay. 4 half square triangles. They are not exactly 3 inches. They are just a little bit over. See? Get that one in a corner. You see, we're just a little bit over here. So we're going to go back to trimming our half square triangles using a square ruler. These are smaller than my 4.5-inch square, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. We're going to find the 45-degree angle on our ruler and put it across the 45-degree angle on our half square triangle, making sure that the 3 inches is within your fabric, and trim 2 sides, holding my rotary cutter on its head. It's much easier to cut, and you get far better accuracy cutting standing up. But I am sitting at my sewing machine, and I don't want to take the time to reposition the camera every time I need to cut for you. So we're just going to make do, and I'm going to cut backhanded, and I'm going to stand on my head and do all kinds of calisthenics while I'm cutting for you. Okay, right on that diagonal, right on the 3-inch line now. 1 and 2. I don't think, there we go. Alrighty, one perfect one. Let me cut the other 3, and then we will talk about putting them together. So I want to show you a couple of different, get out of under there. I want to show you a couple of different blocks. Remember last week we made half square triangles 2 at a time? I'm going to show you on those 2 blocks because they are great examples of when you could or could not use these 4 at a time blocks with the bias. Okay, so see, we still have our bias, but we are now a perfect 3-inch square. Okay, let me pull up the blocks from last week. They are right here. So this one was the shoe fly block. Remember, we made these 2 at a time, and they look lovely. Now, right here, see, we have a straight of grain on that corner. If we were to have taken one of these with a bias corner, it would stretch as we're sewing them together. I don't want this much stretch on this outside corner, because that's going to make my quilt have a little bit too much pull where I'm not sure it's going to stay straight. Now, however, on this one, which remember, it's the exact same pieces, just in a different layout, if I were to put a bias half square triangle here in the middle, 3 sides of it are being sewn onto a straight of grain fabric. This is the only side that would end up having a bias stretch. Now, it's not that big of a block, so it would probably be fine. If it were any bigger than, say, a 5-inch, 6-inch block, I would not do it, because that gives me too long of a span to get stretched. But a 4.5 or a 5-inch block, I can live with this much bias here. It sometimes is even maybe a little bit easier because you can nudge things in a little bit better. But if it was much bigger, I would not want to use a bias right here in the center. So I hope that helps. I hope you understand the times to use them and the times not to. Now, this is the part that gets a little tricky. This is the math. This is the math for half square triangles 4 at a time. So you're going to start with your finished size of your block, not the size, like right here. This is a 4-inch finished block. I'm not talking 4.5 with your seam allowance. Okay, so you start with your finished size, then you add your seam allowance back in, then you divide it by 6.4. Okay, and that's going to give you roughly the size to cut. I like to add 1/4 inch for a little wiggle room. So I would cut to get the 4 blocks for last week's blocks at 4.5 inches. I would cut them 7 1/4. My 2 squares would be 7 1/4 inches. And then you would trim it down to 4.5. When I used the 5-inch square today, I wanted to know about how big they would be, so I did this backwards. I started here at 5 inches, I took away 1/4 inch, so it was 4 3/4, and then instead of dividing by 0.64, I multiplied 0.64, and I came up with 3.2. So that told me it was going to be a 3-inch block. So that's how the math works. If you have any questions on that, just leave a comment. Let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. If this is helpful, hit like or leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Any of those things are wonderful. I hope you enjoy this technique, and we will see you next week when we make half square triangles 8 at a time. Happy quilting!